G'day guys, and welcome to Crave Fast Food. My name is Vulcan, and on today's episode I'll be showing you my version of one of America's iconic fast foods, and that is the Philly cheesesteak. Let's get started. The first item you're going to need is about 400 to 450 grams of Beef Eye Fillet. Next you'll need some red capsicum and some green capsicum, some onions, some jalapenos, and of course we need a special mix of spices and herbs for the beef fillet. We need some cheese and we need a bread roll. To the eye fillet we're going to add our spices. Just sprinkle over the whole meat. And we're going to mix it around. Let the meat absorb all the herbs and spices. Once you've mixed all the spices together with the meat, just pop it in the fridge for about half an hour and let it rest. Next we're going to saute off the capsicums along with the onion. You might want to start off with the capsicums first. They take a slight longer time than the onions. Then we're going to move them aside and start cooking off the meat. Once the grill is hot enough, just grab your oil, whether it's olive oil or spray oil. I'm going to use a spray oil today. Then we're going to add the capsicum. And we're going to let them cook off a little bit before adding the onions. Next we're going to add the onions. And we're going to cook them off for a few minutes. Okay, so these are almost done, so what we're going to do now is just move them aside to the other side of the grill. They will stay warm there, and then we're going to throw on the meat and cook them off. And then once they're almost done, we're going to remix the capsicums and onions with the meat. Okay, now we're going to cook off the meat. So grab your oil and give the grill a slight oiling. Just grab some of the meat. I don't want to cook off all of it today. This is enough to feed about 3 people. So I'm going to throw on some of the meat only. It won't take long to cook this off because the meat is being sliced very thinly, and I'll explain later on how I've done that. Okay, so the meat's almost ready, so we're going to re-add the sauteed capsicums and onions, and we're just going to allow them to cook together just to bring out the flavors and let them all gel together. Okay, so while that's cooking off and almost done, what we're going to do is, if you like, you can add some jalapenos just to give that extra kick and that tanginess that comes from the pickled jalapenos. Alright guys, this is almost done, so what we're going to do now is we're going to grab our cheese. So I'm using Gouda, So I'm going to add, and Swiss cheese. I'm going to add 1 slice of Gouda, 1 slice of Swiss, and 1 more slice of Gouda cheese. And we're going to let that melt away before adding the bun. Now we're just going to grab our bun and we're going to open it up, and we're just going to place over the whole thing and let the bun heat up and let the cheese melt and all the flavors just absorb into the bread. Okay guys, this is pretty much done. What you want to do now is grab your spatula, and we're going to scoop up the whole thing, or try to. Stick everything, stick the spatula under the meat, and we're going to spin it around like this and put it all together. So just scoop up the rest of the stuff and add it to the bun. Well, there you go guys, the famous Philly cheese steak sandwich. Doesn't take long to cook, tastes great. Please try out the recipe and let me know what you think. If you've got any suggestions, also let me know. If you've tried a different recipe, let me know. I like to give that a go as well. Guys, just a note, when you buy the meat, stick it in the freezer and let it freeze up before you use it. Once it's frozen, you're able to slice it as thin as you want with a knife, or if you've got a slicing machine, use it on like setting 2 or 3 mil, something like that. Otherwise, speak to your local butcher before you buy the meat and ask if you're able to get them to slice the meat for you once you've frozen it up. Some butchers will do it for you and some won't. Just speak to them, let them know what you're doing, and I'm sure they're going to do it for you. So on that note, please try out the recipe, let me know what you think, and please subscribe. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.